lawyers. Believe it or not, we need them. But which one do you need for your SSI disability claim? That's what we're going to talk about today. In this video, how to choose the right disability attorney for you. And it all boils down to what I call the REACH method. No pressure, I'll walk you through every step of the way. If you're ready for this, let's get it started. Wherever you are in the SSI process, it's important to find someone to represent you who will work hard on your behalf throughout the entire process. But you're probably wondering, how the heck am I going to choose a disability attorney? I got you covered. We'll get into all of that in a second, but I need to share this with you first. Disability attorneys put you through a screening process. They all do. They want to see if you are a fit for them to become their client. Well, guess what? You need to do the same thing. You need to put them through a screening process. You need to interview them just to see if they are worth your time or a waste of your time. All right, now let's get into what I call the REACH method for being able to determine which disability attorney is right for you. So REACH is an acronym for research, experience, activity, credibility, and help. We'll first deal with research. In your research, what you want to do is find out certain things about this attorney before you even fix yourself to call them. First, going to check their website. Most attorney firms will have a website, and there's a lot of information that they provide there, but you want to just go through the website, look at certain areas of the website, and see what this firm or what this attorney is about. Next, you're going to try to find out what their certifications are. What are they certified or specialized to do in the field of law? So most attorneys have a certain area that they have expertise in. Next, you're going to look at whether they are a member of the state bar. And I would say that they would be, but you want to make sure that they are in good standing with their own bar association. So you would go to the State Bar of Texas, for instance, and then you would do a search for that person's name and see where they are in terms of their bar standing. Next, you're going to look at their professional affiliations and check those out. They may be affiliated with certain groups of lawyers, certain associations that are affiliated with an ethnicity or a community or some other kind of specialty. Next, you're going to look at the ratings. There are two places that you can go to check on ratings based on what others have said and how they review them. You can go to Avo. Avo is a place where you can find out the ratings of lawyers. Another one is called Super Lawyers. So either one of those two, Super Lawyers or Avo, will give you a good idea of where these lawyers stand as it relates to their ratings as a lawyer. Next, you're going to look at reviews. You can go to Google reviews, Trustpilot. You can also try Yelp. Any place that has reviews, search for that attorney and see what other clients and what others have said about their legal services. And then lastly, you're going to look at website testimonials. So on their website, you're going to see possibly some area where they have people who have provided their own experience of the attorney in their own words and see how that attorney helped them in their disability cases. Now, the E is for experience. So first of all, you need to ask, how long have they been an attorney? And also in line with that, how long have they been in business as an attorney? So they may not be the same thing. May be an attorney for a while and then started their own firm. Next, you're going to look at how long they have practiced or specialized in disability law. So you can call them and ask them, okay, well, how long has this person practiced disability law? Next, you're going to ask them about how they are familiar with your specific disabilities. So if they have experience in dealing with, let's say, multiple sclerosis, well, they may already have helped people who have had that issue, and they may be familiarized with those particular conditions. After that, Ask them what their success rate is. What is their success rate when it comes to initial claims? What is their success rate with reconsiderations or recons, which is the first level of appeals? And then what's the success rate with ALJ cases? How are they different from other disability attorneys? What sets them apart? What makes them stand out? And then lastly, what are their fees? And you want to make sure you ask this question because even though a lot of attorneys say that they don't charge you unless you win your case, you still want to ask because you don't want to get caught in hidden fees being sent your way. The A is for activity. Now, this is talking about the types of things that the lawyer will do for you and what you may need to do for the lawyer. Ask them, will the attorney be directly involved in your claim? And if the attorney isn't, then how many people are going to be working on the claim? There may be several paralegals in the firm, but you want to find out if there's going to be more than one person because that could actually complicate things if you have certain people working on it and you don't really know who to contact if you need to get a question answered. So if the attorney is not the one physically working on a case, then you need to find out who is working on it and then how many people are going to have their hands on it. Next, how often will you check with SSA and the DDS on the status of the application or the claim? You want to know if the attorney and his team is going to be keeping tabs on your application and your claim as it is going through each phase of disability. Next, do you handle appeals and court claims? Now, this is really important if you are getting to that level of disability where there are judges involved. So you want to know if they can actually handle those. And then also ask them how successful are they in these claims. Next, how often will we talk and meet to discuss my case, especially before a hearing? I think the goal here is to really have open-ended communication with your law firm and their team. You don't want to be trying to hunt them down and then getting to run around or having them pass the buck. You want to know that you can communicate with them at any time. Now, is there a limit to the number of times I can call you with my questions? I don't want, you shouldn't want to have to feel like you're a pest. Yeah, you may need to pester them, but you don't want to feel like you're a pest. You just want to know how often is it acceptable for you to stay in contact with them. Then lastly, what am I required or expected to do to help my case? There's some things that are required of you, the claimant, that will help the attorney do their job well. So filling out forms, giving them information, showing up for appointments, whatever the case may be. Next is credibility. The first thing you want to find out when you contact the attorney, do they have any client testimonials that are not on the website? They may have somebody that may want to talk to you, or they may suggest you can call so-and-so. Usually that doesn't happen because I think there's a issue with attorney-client privilege that will prevent the attorney from giving out information willingly to someone who is not yet a client. So you want to be careful with that, but just see if they do have any testimonials that they'd be willing to give you. And then the other thing is you want to find out if they've ever been a part of a malpractice claim. Now, malpractice claims can go both ways. It could be that the attorney did something wrong, or it could be a disgruntled claimant or client who just wants to run the attorney through the mud. And the attorney did nothing wrong, did everything by the book, but the client is just upset that they didn't get the decision that they wanted, so they figured, well, I'll just smear this attorney's name with the malpractice claim. So you want to ask them if they've been a part of one and how it all transpired, how it all went down. The H, which is the last part, is help. 3 areas that are really important to ask questions about are these. How will you help me complete forms and remind me of appointments? It's really important because the attorney is your authorized representative. So they're going to be responsible for acting on your behalf, even when you are not available, to take action on appointments, get forms mailed in, and so on. The second thing is, how will you help contact my doctors to get updated medical records? Now, sometimes there are follow-up records that are needed. So if you've had a recent appointment and the examiner doesn't have those records, well, they're going to contact the rep to see if they can get those records in. So you want to find out if the attorney is going to be efficient and proactive in getting those records. And then the last thing is, how will you help me prepare my claim for appeals or court cases? Now, down the road, if you need to appeal up to that level, you want to find out how they're going to approach preparation, whether they're going to prepare you to testify and give your story and your evidence, the records that are needed, and being able to go through all the nuts and bolts of the appeals and court cases. That wraps it up for the REACH method and being able to determine which disability attorney is right for you. I've also prepared a checklist using the REACH method, and I have that link in the description so you can download it for free. So it's all me, all right? So get ready for the next video. Don't leave me hanging, because I'm gonna see you on the other side.